Number 7. The Waffle House Killer. During the court session, Travis Ryking's defense attorney Luke Evans presented a disturbing narrative about his client's state of mind during the fatal shooting at a Tennessee Waffle House in 2018. Ryking, who pleaded not guilty by reason of insanity, believed his victims were government agents and claimed that he received a divine command from God to kill them. On that fateful day, Ryking entered the Waffle House clad only in a green jacket, brandishing an AR-15 assault rifle. The tragic incident resulted in the loss of 4 innocent lives. Thankfully, a brave individual managed to disarm Ryking, but he escaped, sparking a massive 2-day manhunt before his eventual arrest. According to Evans, Ryking's schizophrenia had worsened over the years, leading to a series of disturbing delusions. These included the belief that he was romantically involved with Taylor Swift and that she had assaulted him after stalking him. The defense argued that Ryking genuinely believed he was receiving direct communication from God and saw the Waffle House patrons as dangerous government agents he needed to defend against. Charged with 4 counts of first-degree murder and multiple counts of attempted first-degree murder, Ryking's mental state on the day of the shooting became the focal point of the trial. Evans aimed to prove that his client's mental illness rendered him incapable of distinguishing right from wrong during the tragic event. However, Assistant District Attorney General Jan Norman asserted that Ryking made conscious choices leading up to the killings. The prosecution highlighted the purchase of additional magazines and Ryking's decision to use the most powerful firearm. Furthermore, they emphasized that he deliberately chose to target the Waffle House during a busy period at 3:20 a.m. The court proceedings were filled with emotional testimony, particularly from Metropolitan Nashville police officer Brett Johns, who vividly recounted the harrowing scene and injuries he witnessed during the incident. In the end, the court ordered Ryking to serve 4 consecutive life sentences, 1 for each person he took from the world that tragic day. Additionally, Ryking's father, Jeffrey Ryking, received an 18-month sentence for providing the deadly rifle used in the shooting. The trial served as a haunting reminder of the devastation caused by untreated mental illness and the profound impact it can have on innocent lives. Number 6. False prophet. In August 2022, a Missouri pastor faced widespread criticism when a viral video exposed him berating his congregation for not buying him an expensive Movado watch, sparking accusations of prioritizing money over his prophetic duties. Carlton Funderburk, the pastor of the Church of the Well in Kansas City, delivered a fervent sermon on honoring God's shepherds. However, during his passionate speech, he lashed out at his followers, chastising them for not being financially capable of fulfilling his extravagant watch request. In the video, which made its way to TikTok, he was heard saying, "See, that's how I know you are still poor, broke, busted, and disgusted because of how you've been honoring me." The footage captured Funderburk expressing disappointment that his congregation could not afford luxury brands like Louis Vuitton or Prada, and he specifically mentioned the Movado watch, which can carry a price tag ranging from $300 to $3,000. Understandably, observers condemned his behavior, labeling him a false prophet and accusing him of manipulating God's word for personal gain. Following the eruption of controversy, Funderburk issued an apology, acknowledging that the video clip did not reflect his true sentiments towards his congregation. He expressed deep remorse for the hurt caused by his words and took the initiative to privately apologize to the church members who reportedly offered their support. This incident sparked a broader discussion about the expectations of appropriate behavior and conduct from religious leaders. Many questioned the relevance of luxury items and the concept of financial contributions in the context of spiritual guidance. The incident served as a sobering reminder of the need of humility and genuine care when serving as a spiritual leader. Number 5. God made me do it. In late 2021, a horrifying and tragic incident shocked the community when a 21-year-old Rutgers University student was charged with the murder of his 81-year-old grandfather, allegedly using an axe as his weapon. The gruesome attack occurred in Elmwood Park, New Jersey, and the suspect claimed that he was compelled to commit the heinous act by divine intervention. On October 19th, The unsettling chain of events began just weeks after Jason Vicari had reportedly threatened his roommate with an axe. The murder investigation commenced after Vicari's father made a distress call to the police, reporting that his son was barricaded inside his grandfather's residence. Officers swiftly responded and found the elderly man unconscious in the bathroom, suffering from a severe head wound. Vicari was still at the scene and was taken into custody without resistance. During the arrest, Vicari chillingly responded to inquiries stating not anyone alive when questioned if there was others inside the house. In an ambulance, while receiving treatment for his own injuries, he made unsolicited statements claiming that God was responsible for his actions. Subsequently, Vicari faced serious charges, including first-degree murder, burglary, and weapon possession. The victim, Ronald Vicari, was a respected widower and had held the position of chair of Elmwood Park's planning board for more than a decade. He was remembered by a neighbor as a talented engineer and consultant, a loss deeply felt by the community. Prior to the shocking attack, Jason Vicari had exhibited concerning behavior on campus. Rutgers University police had confiscated an axe from his car after he made threats against his roommate. Witnesses observed him pacing for extended periods and expressing aggressive intentions. The university stated that they followed appropriate protocol in response to these concerns about his mental health. However, the tragic event revealed the complexities and challenges of addressing mental health issues, which went beyond what university officials could handle. Since 2021, there have been no updates on the case, leaving the community grappling with grief and the need for comprehensive discussions about mental health support and intervention. This incident serves as a sober reminder of the importance of addressing mental health concerns with urgency and compassion to prevent such heartbreaking tragedies. Number 4. Charles Mullins started the fire. Charles Mullins, a homeowner in Boone County, Kentucky, was arrested after allegedly confessing to setting his own house on fire. The incident took place during the early morning hours on August 3, 2021, when firefighters responded to a call at Mullins' residence on North Bend Road. According to investigators, Mullins met them at the end of the driveway and admitted to intentionally starting the fire. Deputies discovered that Mullins had turned on the gas burners on the stove and poured gasoline around the home. He then proceeded to ignite a piece of paper and tossed it into the gas, causing the fire to erupt. The location of the house, situated against a heavy wooded area and close to other residential and commercial properties, raised concerns about the potential spread of the flames. Thankfully, though, Mullins lived alone and no injuries were reported. However, the motive behind his actions left authorities shocked. Mullins claimed that he was following divine instructions, stating that God had commanded him to ignite the fire and flee from Kentucky. Mullins was taken into custody with a bond set at $25,000, and he was hit with an arson charge as investigators delved further into the case. But there's been no recent updates, so unfortunately the outcome is unclear. Have you ever done something you did not want to do because you were just following orders? Tell us your story in the comments below, and while you're at it, subscribe and join the Badger fam. Number 3. The murder of a college athlete. In May of 2020, Lawrence, Kansas, was struck by a devastating tragedy when the lifeless body of 25-year-old Regan Gibbs Merrick, a former University of Kansas athlete, was discovered in her apartment complex on West 6th Street. Shockingly, her husband, 26-year-old Chad Merrick, was charged with the murder, with claims that he was directed by God to commit the heinous act. Regan, a talented soccer goalie for KU, had a promising future ahead of her. She was known for her beauty, kindness, and deep faith in Jesus, with plans to pursue a career as a physician's assistant and serve on mission trips. The sudden loss of her young life left the community and neighbors in mourning. Chad was the one who placed the distressing call to 911, confessing to the killing, citing God's instructions as his motive. While the details of his statement remain undisclosed, court records indicate that the couple had been married since November 2021. Lawrence Police Chief Rich Lockhart mentioned that Chad's mental health is under investigation as a possible factor in the tragedy, as initial signs suggest he may have been experiencing psychosis. The exact cause of Regan's death awaits confirmation pending an autopsy, with domestic violence being considered as a contributing factor. The loss of Regan deeply affected the KU community, with head coach Mark Francis expressing profound sorrow over the passing of his former teammate and praising her remarkable qualities on and off the field. Travis Goff, the KU Director of Athletics, also conveyed condolences to Regan's family, acknowledging the profound impact of losing a former student athlete. In response to the tragedy, a GoFundMe page was created to support the victim's family with funeral expenses. The outpouring of support from the community resulted in the campaign exceeding its goal of $20,000, raising a total of $26,777. Chad was held on a $1 million cash or surety bond and was expected to appear in court on May 24th. However, during that hearing, he was deemed unfit to stand trial. The judge ordered him to undergo further evaluation, and another court date was scheduled for August 30th, 2022. As of the last update in October of that year, Chad was sent to Larned State Hospital for mental rehabilitation. The case continues to be closely monitored by the community as the legal process unfolds. Number 2. Evil message from God. In 2019, Utah death row inmate Ron Lafferty, known for the shocking murders of his brother's wife and toddler, passed away at the age of 78 due to natural causes, as confirmed by prison officials. His case gained widespread attention after John Krakauer's book, Under the Banner of Heaven, shed light on the radical offshoots on the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, commonly known as the Mormon Church. In 1984, Ron Lafferty and his brother Dan committed the heinous killings, with Ron claiming divine revelation as his motivation. The brutal crimes took place in American Fork, Utah, resulting in the tragic deaths of Brenda Lafferty and her 15-month-old daughter Erica. They were subjected to unimaginable violence, being beaten, strangled, and having their throats slashed. Initially convicted in 1985, Ron's verdict was later overturned due to a legal error. However, he was retrialed in 1996 and found guilty once again, ultimately receiving a death sentence. Lafferty had opted for execution by firing squad, a method used at the time instead of lethal injection. Subsequently, Utah amended its law, allowing firing squads only as a backup option when lethal injection drugs were unavailable. Throughout the legal proceedings, Ron Lafferty's lawyers argued that he suffered from mental illness, raising concerns about the discrepancy between his death sentence and his brother Dan's life sentence. The Lafferty brothers belonged to the renegade cult known as the School of Prophets, which adhered to extremist beliefs about polygamy, while the mainstream Mormon Church had long banned such practices. Born into a mainstream church family, Ron Lafferty adopted his brother's fringe beliefs and was subsequently excommunicated from the Mormon faith in 1983. Driven by his radical beliefs and Brenda Lafferty's strong opposition to polygamy, Ron claimed to have received divine instructions to commit the appalling murders. The chilling details of the crime included Brenda's desperate pleas for her child's safety, as the brothers left the scene covered in blood. The case sparked discussions about mental illness, religious extremism, and influence of fringe beliefs within certain communities. With Ron Lafferty's passing, the legal proceedings have come to a close, but the tragedy and the profound questions it raises about faith and violence continue to resonate even today. The case serves as a somber reminder of the complex issues surrounding radical ideologies and their impact on individuals and communities. Number 1. A Cardinal's Fall from Grace. In 2020, Cardinal Angelo Becciu, once a prominent figure in the Vatican, found himself entangled in a web of financial allegations, facing charges of embezzlement and fraud. Throughout his tenure, Becciu held significant positions, serving as the second-ranking official at the Secretariat of State and later becoming a cardinal and prefect of the Congregation of the Causes of Saints. However, media reports surfaced, linking him to financial scandals that prompted his resignation from both prestigious roles. As a consequence of the controversy surrounding his actions, His cardinal privileges were also revoked in September of the same year. Cardinal Becciu's implication in a Vatican scandal revolved around the use of church funds in a luxury building investment in London. Though Becciu stated that this wasn't the reason for his resignation, the matter added to the cloud of controversy surrounding him. One aspect of the scandal involved Becciu's allocation of €100,000 from Peter's Pence, a fund designated for charitable purposes, to a diocese in Sardinia, which was led by Becciu's own brother. Additionally, Becciu facilitated a contribution of €300,000 from Italy's Bishops' Conference for the same cause. Furthermore, Becciu faced accusations of nepotism during his time as a Vatican ambassador in Angola and Cuba. He defended his decision to employ his brother's carpentry business for restoration work in the embassies, citing challenges in finding quality workers and quality materials in those regions. Becciu insisted that his intention was not to enrich his family. Throughout the ordeal, Becciu consistently denied the allegations against him, but he distanced himself from public religious events with other cardinals for the rest of the year. In April 2021, he celebrated Holy Thursday Mass with Pope Francis, leading to speculations about a potential reinstatement. However, Vatican sources clarified that the visit was purely pastoral and not indicative of any restoration of privileges. Becciu and 9 other defendants face charges in the Vatican's highly publicized trial, commencing in July 2021. This marked the first time a cardinal was tried by lay judges in the Vatican court. Pope Francis expressed his hope for Becciu's innocence during an interview, acknowledging their past collaboration and personal friendship. As the case remains under investigation, no convictions have been made yet. The trial serves as an important moment to uphold justice and sends a clear message to other religious leaders about the consequences of any wrongdoing. The pursuit of truth and accountability is paramount to maintaining the integrity of religious institutions worldwide. If you ever had a voice tell you to do bad things, would you blindly follow orders, even if it meant harming a loved one? Or would you seek help, understanding that there might be something medically wrong with you? Let us know in the comments below, and if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to the channel. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time on Bad Badger.